Okay, so we are back with our Urza Saga lens set review, but before we jump into that, I have to apologize. I left out one artifact, which is Worn Power Stone. So Worn Power Stone is a 3 mana artifact which comes into play tapped. We can tap it for 2 colorless mana. So if there is anything to ramp into, and green tend to have those things, then this is an actual very useful card. So let's look for the lands here from Urza Saga quickly. And yep, let's just find the set of the Saga and search with these options. Okay, so let's sort by color. So let's go through. There's a couple of lands. The land design is pretty interesting in these. So we obviously have the basic lands, which has gorgeous art. But what more important is the no basic lands, obviously, and there are two types. So one of them in every color is a cycling land. So it comes into tap at that color and it cycles for 2. So I think that's one way to try to get like a splash in if you can pick up 2 or 3 of these in any one color, or maybe like couple of enchantments which tap for different colors. Like that could be a way. Generally this format doesn't lend itself very well to splashing though, but you can play it in on color deck because it does cycle, and then if you need to find action, then this helps you in that. So I think these are, I don't know how high pick these are, but I think these are pretty relevant lands. Yeah, and you should look at them as absolutely playable pieces. And then the other one, so yeah, so for limited perspective, I don't know, like how relevant this is gonna be, but it was the discussions that apart from artifact, these are the lands which have basically earned Urza Saga and the Urza's block in general's infamous reputation. So there's 5 of them, and 4 of them is a lot better than the fifth. So let's just put it this way. But these generally are the most broken land ever printed in Magic history, and they are mostly in the reserve list. So it's hard to find them. A limited application, you gotta see. It might be questionable, but from Commander to Legacy to Vintage, these lands are everywhere. The power over is through the roof. Not much to say here. So first one is Serra Sanctum, which is the white one, and you can tap it and add white mana to your mana pool for each enchantment you control. So this can tap for 3-4 mana very easily, and they don't come into play on tap. They are legendary though, but they don't come to play on tap, so you can immediately ramp out stuff. Uh, Tolorian Academy, which is definitely the most broken land ever in Magic's history. So this one taps for a blue mana for each artifact you control. This is banned in any format which has any amount of remaining sanity. Um, and yeah, like artifacts tend to be broken. What more broken thing you can do than having a land which can easily tap for like 5 to 6 mana on turn 2. So there you go. Phyrexian Tower, so this is the black one. It adds 1 colorless mana to your mana pool, or you can sack a creature to add 2 black to your mana pool. So this is also a Commander All-Star, has a lot of applications with sacrifice synergies. And then we have the one which is kind of the odd one out, Shivan Gorge, which I think is the best one in limited though. So this one adds 1 colorless mana to your mana pool, and for 2 and a red, you can tap it, and it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So this is basically a very hard to interact way for your opponent, and then it basically just drains them every turn as long as you have the mana, and eventually just kill them. So that's Shivan Gorge, and the last one is obviously everyone's favorite Gas Cradle here, which is basically a legendary land. Tap to add green to a mana pool for each creature you control. Absolutely insane card. Yeah, Legacy. We see this in Commander decks, obviously. If people can afford that, so yeah, it's just an awesome card. And then we have 2 other one, the Blasted Landscape. It's a colorless land cycling too. Again, cycling does matter. And we have the Tron Quarry. So if you control no creatures, you have to sacrifice it. But otherwise, it adds 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So there you go. So these were the lands, ladies and gentlemen. So thanks a lot for watching, and see you tomorrow to kick off the draft.